Let's sit at a comfortable meditation posture and close the eyes. Put your attention on the silence that is always there deep in the mind. Connect with that silence and become that silence. You are the silent witness. You are the eternal now. From this perspective of the silent witness, listen to the words of the Yoga Vasishta today. We're in Book 5, Chapter 24, continuing with verse 53. The sight of the spirit eliminates desires, and the absence of desires brings the light of the spirit to sight. So this is a very interesting and beautiful statement that tells us exactly how connecting with the silent witness works to eliminate and balance all individual karmic traces. When we connect with this silent witness, which is the sight of the spirit in this verse, karmic traces are balanced. And the absence of desires, when all karmic traces are balanced, is the experience of the silent witness. So the silent witness is experienced on several levels, depending on the karmic traces that are still existing. We initially contact the silent witness on the level of the pranamaya kosha. And there we witness activity of the physical body. And we can witness the physical world. Transcending again, we're contacting the silent witness on a yet deeper level, on the level of the manomaya kosha. This opens up the possibility of experiencing the activities of both the manomaya kosha, the physical body, and the pranamaya kosha, the energy body. And like that, we continue to transcend, and each time we're getting closer to Paramajyoti. Paramajyoti is Krishna's effulgence. This exists outside of our universe in the absolute realm. And in the absolute realm, the silent witness is the consciousness of Krishna. This is our objective. When all individual karmic traces in this universe have been balanced, that you are connected with, then your experience is the silent witness, which is the light of the effulgence of Krishna, Paramajyoti. Therefore, they are related to each other. The desires and the silent witness. Like wick and oil produces lamplight to dispel night's darkness. After one loses his taste for worldly enjoyments, which occurs spontaneously after the sight of the silent witness, the Supreme Spirit, one finds perpetual rest in the essence of the Supreme Brahman, the divine silent witness, Krishna's effulgence. The living souls who place their happiness in worldly objects can never taste true joy unless they rely completely on the silent witness. It may be possible to derive some delight from acts of charity, sacrifice, and holy pilgrimages. But none of these can give the everlasting rest of the silent witness. No one feels a distaste for pleasure unless he examines its nature and effects in himself. Nothing can teach the way of seeing the soul unless the soul reflects on itself. My boy, that which requires no effect to attain is of no good whatsoever. There is no true happiness without the surrender of earthly enjoyments, which spontaneously results in emergence in the silent witness. The supreme joy of resting in the state of Brahman, the silent witness, cannot be found anywhere in creation. It is completely transcendental to all illusion, to all universes, beyond everything in this mundane sphere, beyond everything in all the universes. Therefore, always expect that you will find your rest in the divine silent witness. Rely on the exertion of your courage and leave aside your dependence on the fluctuations of individual karmic traces, which create the eventualities of destiny. Pure illusion. A wise man detests all worldly enjoyments as if they are strong bolts locking the door of bliss. It is the settled aversion to earthly pleasures that brings a man to his right reason. This is not to be done in some mood-making fashion, but only as the true immersion in the silent witness. The ego will attempt to pretend connection with the silent witness. And this is a ridiculous state of affairs, leading to nothing but further entrapment in the dark well of samsara. The ego must be let go. It is illusion. As the increasing gloom of rain clouds is followed by the serenity of autumn skies, so clear reasoning comes after detestation of enjoyments that flee with the advance of reason. Advance of reason means the ability to distinguish between what is the silent witness and what is the finest aspect of the illusory universe. Then we choose to remain established in the silent witness, letting go of all aspects of the illusory universe. This is what it means to witness the universe. We're observing it. And we only observe it from with a tiny fraction of our attention. It's like peripheral vision. When one is immersed in the silent witness, this universe and all universes are there in the peripheral vision, not even distracting us from the bliss of the silent witness. They're there, yes, like a mirage off in the distance in a desert. It has very little power to attract our attention even. We know it's a mirage. Why even look at it? As a curiosity, we might take a brief glance at the mirage. This is in direct contrast to those who are not established in the silent witness, being fully immersed in the mirage, spending all of one's energy in the mirage. As seas and the clouds of heaven help one another by lending each other their waters, so right reasoning and apathy to pleasures tends to produce each other by turns. Initially, we are established in the silent witness and then pulled out by attractions in the illusory relative universe. Then we recall that we should be in the silent witness and we return. Then we're pulled out, and then we return, then we're pulled out. But over time, we no longer are pulled out. Disbelief in destiny and courageous efforts follow each other, as helping one another follows friendship. You must grit your teeth to create a distaste, even for those things you acquired legally according to the customs of your country. It takes a strong application of will, illustrated here by the phrase gritting your teeth. Firm commitment, sincerity. I am the silent witness and I will remain established in the silent witness. Nothing will distract me from this. This is your intention. This is your guiding principle all day, every day. Never allowing yourself to fall from the silent witness. First, you must acquire your wealth through courageous effort. Then get good and clever men in your company by means of your wealth. Associations with the wise by existing the reasoning power produces an aversion to sensual enjoyments of life, which in turn produces an increase of knowledge and learning. These lead gradually to the inner renunciation of worldly objects. Step by step, refining your focus, focusing your energy, focusing your intellect on remaining established in the silent witness. Then by means of your reasoning, you attain that superior state of perfect rest and holiness of your soul. You will no longer fall into the mud of your misconceptions, but as a pure essence, you will not depend on anything, and you will become as the Venerable Shiva. Thus, the steps to attain perfection are: first, the acquisition of wealth according to the custom of your caste and country. Then it is employment in the service of wise and learned men. Next follows your abandonment of the world, which is succeeded by your attainment of spiritual knowledge, by the cultivation of your reasoning powers. These are the steps everyone goes through. To become established in the silent witness permanently. How does one give up the wealth of the universe without first acquiring it? How does one give up the attraction of knowledge without first acquiring it in the service of wise and learned men? Chapter 25. Bali reflects on what his father Varochana has taught. Bali thought to himself, in this manner did my wise father advise me on this subject. Fortunately, I remember this now for the enlightenment of my understanding. It is now that I feel my aversion to the enjoyments of life. Now, by my good luck, I come to perceive the bliss of tranquility, like the clean and clear and cooling ambrosial drink of heavenly bliss. I am tired of all my possessions. I am weary of my continued accumulation of wealth to satisfy my endless desires. The lifelong care of my family has also grown tiresome to me. But how charming is this peace and tranquility of my soul, which is quite even and all cool within myself. Here all our pleasures and pains meet upon the same level of equality and detachment. I am quite unconcerned with anything, and I am highly delighted with my indifference to all things. I am gladdened within myself by the beams of the full moon. I feel the orb of the full moon rising within myself. Oh, the trouble of acquiring riches. It is attended by the loud bustle of the world, agitation of the mind, burning of the heart, and fatigue of the body. It is accomplished by constant anxiety and affliction of the heart. The limbs and flesh of the body are smashed by labor. All the physical exercises that once pleased me now seem like the long and lost labors of my former ignorance. I have seen the sights of whatever was worth seeing. I have enjoyed enjoyments without limit. I have overcome all beings. But what is the good of all this? There is only a reiteration of the very same thing that I had there, here, and elsewhere. Nowhere do I find anything new, anything that I had not seen or known before. By resigning everything and its thought from my mind, I am now sitting here in full possession of myself. I find nothing whatever, not even any thought forms, not any component of me. The best things in heaven above, on the earth, and in this infernal region are reckoned to be women and wealth. But the cruel hand of time destroys or wastes all these sooner or later. All this time I have acted foolishly by waging a continuous struggle with the gods for the sake of trifling worldly possessions. What is this phantom of the world? It is only a creation of the brain. Great souls take no delight in it whatsoever. Then what is the harm of forsaking it forever? Alas, I have spent such a large portion of my lifetime pursuing trifles in the ignorant giddiness of my mind. My unsteady and fluctuating desires have led me to do many foolish acts in this world of odds and trifles, which now fills me with remorse and regret. But it is pain to be overwhelmed by the sad thoughts of the past, when I should use my courageous efforts to improve the present. By reflecting on the eternal cause of the endless infinity of souls in the soul one, I can attain this perfect joy, just as the gods got ambrosia from the milky ocean. Now let us continue established as the silent witness and balance all karmic traces that have arisen from today's reading of the Yoga Vasishta, using the practice of Trimana Sanyama on the esoteric Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Jai Gurudev.